get started with this video, don't forget to like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe. Like it, share it, do that, okay? Do it for me. Y'all ain't got nothing else to do on the quarantine. What up, everybody? What up, everybody? What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Everybody, let's talk about it. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. This is How to Get Away with Murder, Season 6, Episode 13. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. It was a good episode, but it's some stuff that's coming out of left field, and we like, wait a minute now. It's a little bit unbelievable, okay, that revelation we got, but we did get some clues throughout the seasons with the different things that's going on. So I see a lot of people saying that, this episode was unnecessary. They didn't want to go back in time. Again, why do we keep going back in time? And I feel like it's one of those catch-22s. Like if we wouldn't have had this episode and we would have just skipped to, the present and stayed with the present, I think that people would have been saying, well, why don't we know why this is happening? Why don't we know how this is happening? How is this connected? And I'm so confused and I don't remember. So you have that, and then you have people bored with the episode. People thinking that, we could have did without this episode. So I'm kind of like in the middle. I feel like they used it to kind of set it up. I didn't really care for all the woe is me, Sam was a victim. I mean, okay, he was a victim. That still don't make nothing he did right, okay? But okay, he was a victim too. So I didn't really care for that part of the storyline this episode, but it's there, so I guess. In between the break, I want to tell y'all, I took a break to watch the first 2 seasons of How to Get Away with Murder to remember how everything came to fruition, what happened, what was the results, and what I saw with my eye is that the reason why Sam died is because Annalise kept hiding stuff. She was trying to protect her husband at first. Then when the kids thing happened with them, then she was trying to protect the kids. So once Sam died, it was kind of like, now I'm trying to protect the kids. But underneath it, we all know she was protecting herself, because if she got found out and she was hiding things for Sam, she could have gotten in major trouble for that. So she was protecting herself at the end of the day, but she did protect Sam because she loved him and she thought that she could help him. But once she found out it was more going on to the case, and Nate lied to her too at the beginning. He told her that Sam was not involved, and he knew that Sam was involved in some kind of way. So he hid that from Annalise too. So she got lulled into a sense of comfort. So it came back crazy when she found out, his penis, why is your penis in a dead girl's phone? Y'all remember that episode? Yes, baby. That. And then the kids got involved because Wes found out, and Wes wanted her to go to the police, and then he, found out, or, then him and Rebecca kind of went back and forth with the, she's lying, she's hiding this, she's trying to help me, she's not. Then you had Rebecca was working with Nate trying to figure out, trying to investigate Sam. He told her to put a flash drive into Sam's computer, and that's how the whole situation happened. She went into the house, he was already there, Michaela was sitting on the couch, he walks in the door, she has a trophy that she stole from Asher. I'm telling y'all, I went back and watched this whole thing, okay? Rebecca runs upstairs, she trying to hurry and put the thing in there and leave. So he goes behind her, she comes in, then everybody else come in. Asher can't get in, he wasn't there when he was killed or when they got rid of the body, okay? So let's establish that Asher didn't have anything to do with it till after everything was going, after everything was already rolling. Basically what happens is he goes upstairs, they're fighting over the flash drive, he falls on the ground, they fighting, and so some kind of way he got up, the flash drive, they fighting over it, and he's already like, the momentum really is what pushed him off the balcony. He was already going in Michaela's direction, and he went for her, and she pushed him, and then, but he would have went, I don't know if he would have went over the balcony, but he possibly could have went over the balcony whether Michaela touched him or not, because the momentum was sending his ass across, okay? And she kind of just pushed him and helped him along. He falls off the balcony. They think he dead. They trying to figure out what's going on. They don't know what's going on. And then he pop up and he started choking Rebecca. And that's when Wes hit him over the head. Boom, okay? So we see that Annalise come home later. She sees Wes, we got that in pieces and parts, but she's already home, and Wes come back to look at the body or pick up the thing off the floor, and he sees her, and now she's protecting the kids. So that's how this all got started, okay? Annalise didn't tell them to do nothing. They was doing stuff they ain't had no business doing. And there you go. That's the origin story. Now, We about 4-5 minutes in now, so let's go ahead and get into what happened on this episode. Let's go. Frank and Nate are in the car. They're arguing about Xavier, you know, him killing Xavier. Frank is upset with him, saying, where's the body? Did you leave the body? What did you do with it? He says, no, I just left it. And so Nate tells Frank that he has a plan, and that plan involves, you know, him dealing with the FBI and Frank and them not doing nothing and them just leaving the body. So obviously Frank is all upset because Xavier is the one who could corroborate their whole case, right? The one who could get everybody off, and now, you know, he feels regretful that he let Nate go and spend time with him alone. So we see that Michaela and Connor are back in the interrogation room after what happened the last episode, and Agent Langford is playing the tape for Michaela that Annalise presented at the hearing. Michaela is telling him that they just told Annalise that he coerced them so she can regain their trust, you know, trying to pull a trick on him, and he's like, girl, bye. Both of them are saying that they want the same deal that they had before. They still agreeing to testify for Annalise. They still agreeing to say the same thing, even though he's like, how do I know, you know, what you said? How do I know if that's the truth? How do I know you didn't tell her anything else that's not on tape? Basically, he tells them, y'all gonna have to agree to new terms of your deal. Either that or we're going to charge y'all with everything. This episode, we pick up where we left off with Vivian and Annalise, and Vivian starts to tell her what she thinks happened between Hannah and Sam when they were young kids. So she starts explaining that Hannah called her after Sam died, thinking or trying to convince her that Annalise had something to do with it. And she says she doesn't know about Gabriel. She don't know anything about Gabriel, and she didn't tell her that because she didn't want Gabriel to get mixed up in the mess. And then we see a flashback from Vivian. She's reading this letter or this email, if y'all remember them seasons ago, that we saw the email that he wrote her telling her he still loved her and he wanted to see his son, right? So she's reading this email, and although Gabriel comes in the room to interrupt her, she emails him back and says, text me or call me or whatever after midnight tonight. We see him talking to Annalise. He comes in the room and lies and say he got to do some work downstairs so that he can call Vivian, right? And then asks her about date night that weekend because he could sense that she was feeling a little off, right? He tells her that he's going to go see Hannah, by the way. He calls Vivian, and I guess they agreed to go see each other. Annalise is like, how do I know you're not lying about this? Girl, like, you could be just telling me a story. She's like, girl, I promise to God, I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you this because you helped my son. You know, I'm trying to tell you the truth. So back in the flashback, Sam comes to visit Vivian, and Vivian looking real cute because she was looking busted when her son was up in there. But honey, when Sam come over, she had a little ponytail and everything. I said, come through, Vivian, with your little, you know, I saw you, girl. We saw you trying to look cute for Sam. Gabriel's not there. He's gone for the weekend. And he says, you know, she was like, it's kind of weird to introduce him to his daddy just out the blue. So he's talking about he will stay, you know, as long as she needs him to stay and all of this. And she tells him, no, you know, do you really love me, or you just trying to get close to me, or just trying to get close to Gabriel? And he tells her that he'll do anything to know her again because she's like, you don't love me, you don't know me no more. And he says he'll do anything to get to know her again. I mean, he is really laying it on thick. Like, Sam had game, bitch. Sam was running game on the hoes around here. You hear me? He telling her, baby, I miss you. I want you back. I didn't know what we had, you know what I'm saying, till I left you. I don't want to be with this woman no more. I miss you, girl. Come here. He holding her close. He said, baby,
let me just give you what I know you want. Let me just give it to you.
Yeah, I just want to put it on ya. And I thought she was going to be a strong black woman, but she wasn't, girl. She just let that white man kiss all on her. And, you know, they went on and took it to the bedroom and did what grown folks do. We back in the present, and she's telling Annalise, think about it. Think about how Sam used sex to get what he wanted. He always used that. And he played us, girl. And guess who he probably learned that for? They mom and daddy wasn't never there, girl. Guess who he probably learned that from? Both of them was desperate for love because their parents left them. Child. We go to Frank and Bonnie. They talking about Nate, you know, not leaving the body. You know, Frank is just regretting this whole situation. And Bonnie was like, well, what was your plan? Y'all wasn't going to do nothing but beat him to death anyway. So he admitted, you know, doing this. And she kind of wrapping his hand up. He's telling her he don't have to be this guy after everything is over. And she like, I just want you to be yourself. Like, I don't want you to be no guy. I just want you to be yourself. So we in a flashback, and Frank calls Sam. He said that he wanted to talk to Hannah to thank Hannah, you know, for convincing him to help, you know, him get out of jail. Because if we remember in the last episode, now I'm going to bring this up, we saw a flashback where he goes to visit, Sam goes to visit Frank in jail, and Frank don't know who he is, y'all. This is their first meeting. He's like, your Aunt Bev, my Aunt Bev knows your family, or your Aunt Bev know my family, or whatever it was. And he was so interested in helping Frank get out of jail only because their families knew each other, but you know what I mean? Like, he don't even know him at all. So now we got a little context on why that happened. So that was a number one clue they tried to drop. Another clue is from way seasons ago. If y'all remember, Annalise didn't like Frank at first. Sam was the one who kept begging Annalise to hire Frank, hire him, and she kept wondering why you were so attached to this boy. Like, why do you care so much about this random ass child? Why do you want me to hire him? Now we have a little more context, probably because he knew that was his son. And if you think about it, if him and his sister was incesting, okay, and you know they was teenagers and their family was friends with the mama family, you know what I'm saying, then I could see her being scared, a young teenager, pregnant, not knowing what to do. If you have a friend that's your age, Aunt Bev, you know what I'm saying, a little bit older than you, that can help you, that can take this baby and play it off like it's their baby. You see what I'm saying? So I can see how that could happen with them providing us. You just have to pay attention because there's a lot of stuff that happened on these episodes, y'all, that people, I see why people be forgetting and don't know what happened and can't remember, okay? So it's understandable. So where I'm at, I digress. Frank tells Sam, Hannah don't want to talk to your ass, okay? Don't call here no more, baby. When he hang up the phone, we see that Sam is at the hotel or he's somewhere with Vivian at her house. And she like, so what's up now? First she asked who was on the phone. And she said, oh, that's Frank. And he didn't say anything. And she was like, well, what's the tea? Like, am I the mistress now? He was like, no, I'm going to leave Annalise. I'm going to leave her. And, you know, and then he tells her we lost the baby. You know, this is really new and we're grieving and we're going through. So Vivian puts together that, oh, I see now. You lost a baby. So that's why you over here trying to reconnect with your child and trying to re-put this relationship back together because your backup plan ain't work, okay? And he was like, well, what's wrong with that? And she tells him, Annalise, now we back in the present. She tells him, I told him no. I don't want nothing that you got going on with you and your family to put that on my child. No, I ain't got time for it. Boom, I'm done. And then she says, if you ever think about it, you know, think about the things he was saying and the way he behaved, girl, about how they both became psychotherapists. And then we do see a flashback of Annalise starting to believe her or think about the interactions that she had with Sam over the years, right? Thinking about how she interpreted what he was saying to her in a different way than maybe he meant that, you know? So now we've seen that he possibly could have been a victim of his sister. Hannah is older than him, so she could have sexually abused him. Annalise is mad though. She's angry, you know, which is understandable. And she said, I ain't got nothing left for none of y'all, okay? So you got to get the hell out now, okay? So she puts Vivian out. So we in a flashback and Anna is in Sam's office and she asks about Hannah. You know, did you talk to Hannah? Did y'all talk about me? And she kind of drunk or she's drinking and Sam notices it and kind of checks on her being drunk. And he said he gonna run her bath water and he's gonna rub her feet. So this is like what he does. He knows how to care. He knows to say the right things to kind of like get you in the right space or whatever. Bonnie and Frank come in and Sam kind of, you know, lean into Frank and is basically like, what the F you doing? Are you up in here checking on me? And he's saying, why would I ever introduce my sister to the person who killed my son? I would never do that. Bonnie kind of notices something is wrong when they all sit down to eat dinner together. Annalise talks to Frank and Bonnie about Vivian's story, and they kind of bounce the ideas off. Maybe she lying, maybe she not. You know, Annalise is like, well, let's go to Xavier and let's confirm that, you know, he's been talking to Hannah. So that's one way we can figure out what's going on. And Frank was like, gotta tell you something real quick. Something happened. Let me go ahead and let you know. Agent Langford and Agent Pollock, that's hard to say. Agent Langford and Agent Pollock meet with Nate. They're talking about Xavier and talking about contacting his family. And you know, they try to get justice for him because they really need his testimony. Basically, is what's going on. Annalise calls Tegan and tells her to get her best detective together to find out what was going on with Hannah child because there's some ancestry going on around here and it's nasty and we need to figure out what's going on. We need to find some evidence. Yeah. And Tegan is like, child, what kind of is this, girl? What is going on, honey? The Agent Langford comes to talk to Michaela and he's trying to get her to sign this new deal and she's telling him, sir, now listen, now I was gonna help y'all now. You know, I was gonna tell the truth because you know Annalise done abandoned me. I'm out here. So I was just gonna testify. But not, and I was gonna say y'all, you know what y'all wanted me to say, but you got me trying to lie like you want me to lie like a rug. Like you want me to lie. Agent Langford was like, I mean, you either gonna go to jail forever or you gonna say what's on this paper, girl. Like, I'm gonna give you some more time to think about it. So Agent Langford is trash too. Michaela asks for her lawyer. Vivian is talking to Gabriel and she's trying to convince him to leave. I'm sort of over Gabriel's storyline. Like, he really has no purpose. And at this point, do we feel like he's ever going to truly find out what happened to his father? Like 100% find out what happened to his daddy? I highly doubt it, okay? So why is he still here, baby? He could have been left. Like, Gabriel has no point. No purpose at all, okay, other than to be cute and stand around and be cute, baby. That's it. She's basically telling him the same thing. One thing I have learned from this whole thing is that you have to be able to let go of the past. You cannot hold on to the past, baby. You might never know what he had, and had your daddy come back, because he's like, well, you know, if he came back, you know, what would it be? She's like, had he come back we might have been in a worse position than we in right now, boo-boo. So you just be happy he gone, and you have the life that you have, and they have a little you made me who I am moment, and it was cute. Okay, now hopefully he'll go on home, child, and just leave, because we tired of Gabriel. We see a flashback, and this is from Vivian, and Frank is calling her, telling Vivian in the basement, do not call Sam no more, bitch. Don't call his phone no more, or she gonna come after Vivian and her children. So if she know what's good for her, don't call this nigga phone no more. We see Bonnie walk in, and she asks him about the conversation with Sam. And she's like, listen, I got my own relationship with Sam, just like you got your own relationship with him. Then he kind of deflects by asking her to meet with his family, or do she want to meet his family? Later on, Sam come through the door and he walked down to the basement, and he catch Bonnie and Frank down there getting busy. And then was like, and just walked out. I was like, you ain't gonna say nothing? This is so weird. You're not gonna say nothing. He runs and tells Annalise like she they mama, and he's going back and forth with Annalise. And he's like, listen, you know, she sound like, well, they might be good for each other. I mean, you know, she need love, he need love, and maybe they can find love together. And Sam is just giving all these excuses and reasons, and Annalise is like, are you jealous? Like, it sounds like you jealous. And he was like, no, I have personal experience with this. He said that to her. So at the time, she didn't catch it as I had personal experience. Like, I've been sexually abused. She was just like, boy, your mama left you at the house by yourself. You ain't been, you know, abused. That's not rape. Like, you know, you don't know better than somebody been through it. Bonnie deserved love too. Like, get off of it. Why you so worried about it? I was like, why you so worried about it too? Because Sam did have a problem, like but he just had this thing where like he used sex to like connect to women. It's like he had to have dominion over every woman in his life. Like, Bonnie can't be with nobody else but him, because he eventually ended up screwing Bonnie or kissing her, having romantic issues, you know, kind of stringing her along romantically. Then you got Annalise, you love her, you hate her, all I want to do is love you. But then you have Vivian House talking about old love. Like, he had this thing where he uses sex, like Vivian said, to get what he want. Kind of like, you know, like he got a sickness, like something is wrong with him, like he can't stop. What's wrong with you? Why can't you, you know, it's something like he said broken in him that can't be fixed, apparently, I guess. Annalise don't care about Frank and Bonnie. She okay with it, but Sam has a clear problem with this. Annalise is with Frank and Tegan in the office, and they say that Tegan's PI found out that Hannah has been to Philly like 4 times in the past couple of years, probably pressuring the FBI to go along with this case against Annalise. Annalise is saying, we need more proof. We need more proof. This is not gonna work. I need more evidence. And Frank mentions that, you know, Aunt Bev, so maybe he gonna go talk to Aunt Bev. He asked Annalise if he can talk to Nate, but she not with him talking to Nate right now. We go to Nate and we see that he's looking at an accident report for Bonnie, and he calls and he wants to get some footage from the accident that happened that day. Okay, so now he's tracking down something. Bonnie knocks on the door and he opens the door and she's like, so you got a plan? So we're not informed on as whether he told her what the plan was, you know, or he lied to her or told her something else. We don't know, because we didn't see that part. Connor is looking over the new deal. He's really don't care no more. He's kind of like emotionless at this point. Agent Langford comes in with his dirty ass and threatens Oliver, basically saying, if you don't give me what I want to say, what I want you to say, I'm going to charge Oliver with all these computer crimes, basically hacking, all kind of horrible stuff. All of y'all going to go to jail for the rest of your life. Figure out what you're going to do, sign this damn paper, bye, baby. And Connor says that he can go to jail, but if he go to jail, he's going to work on exposing him as the shady, dirty FBI agent for the rest of his life. Bonnie and Nate talk, and Bonnie is like, listen, I know you on this sick thing because you're trying to take down Annalise at all costs. And he says this don't have nothing to do with Annalise. He's not trying to take her down or beat her. He says he's trying to go after Xavier and go after the governor. You already killed Xavier, so what you need to go after Xavier for? They already dead, boo. But go after the governor, okay? And she says you're trying to be Frank, and you're not Frank, okay? You ain't doing nothing but destroying yourself. And I personally agree, corn chips. I agree, corn chips. Chili cheese corn chips. I agree. He goes back to the FBI. He meets with Agent Langford, and he says he had evidence that Agent Pollock was 2 blocks away when Bonnie's brakes went out. And they go back and forth. Him, Bonnie was suicidal, blah, 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 back and forth. Basically, at the end of the day, they say if you up and up like you say you want to up and up, you're going to find out what happened, and you're going to find out if you got a dirty agent that's working with the Castillos. So Bonnie goes back to Annalise's house and reports on Nate. Obviously, Annalise told her to go talk to Nate. She's like, did it do any good? She said, well, I don't know. You know, he think he know better at this point. We're in a flashback, and Sam and Frank are talking, and basically Sam tells Frank that you need to stop dating Bonnie, period. You know what kind of man you are. You know you're going to cheat on her. Bonnie daddy raped her, you know, sold her, the whole 9 yards. He told him everything. Are you ready to deal with that? You ready to be with somebody like that? You're not ready. You need to let her go. You're going to ruin her. You're going to destroy her. Okay? Basically, ineffectively making him break up with Bonnie. So Bonnie comes into the office, and Frank is getting ready to leave, and he basically tells her that he's not a good guy. She's going to find somebody that's better than him. She deserves better, and he's not serious about it, because she even offers to leave the internship, and he was like, no, I don't want you to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just not going to end up good together. Don't worry about it, girl. Bye. So he really stopped talking to her because of Frank, which I thought was kind of strange, because I wouldn't have did that shit. You're not going to tell me who I can't talk to. Child, bye. So Annalise on the computer looking at Wes on the adoption website, okay? And then we see Bonnie bust in the room. She's crying and she's upset, and Annalise comforts her, you know, and she tell her she didn't want to tell her because she knew this was going to happen. And, you know, Annalise tell her, don't worry about Frank. I'm going to handle his ass, girl. Don't worry about him. And she kind of lets her cry on the shoulder. Oh, the days, right, when Annalise had somewhat of a heart and it was some kind of compassionate. Annalise is on the phone with the PI, and the PI has found nothing. So she's talking to Bonnie about this whole situation. She asks Bonnie about the sessions that she had with Sam. Did he ever say anything? And she's like, no, I mean, you know, and this whole thing with Vivian could really be a lie. Like, we have no idea if anything she's saying is the truth. But Annalise starts saying, well, I'm kind of starting to believe her. You know, if you think about it, you know, he was really good with them, maybe because he was them. Then we in a flashback. So Sam comes home, Annalise is sitting on the stairs, and she asks him about the Frank and Bonnie breakup. Did he do it? And he tells her no, but he's not upset about it. So he lied to her already, basically. She sees the package, and she asks about what the package is, and it's the ashes from the baby that they had, and he's thinking about we can go spread it out, you know, here or there or whatever. She says she wants no parts of it. She feels like he's blaming her every time, you know, they say anything about the baby, and they commence to get into this argument. You're going through pain. I'm going through pain. You know, we're all going through pain. He's saying, I lost my son too. You know, I had a son. I was supposed to protect my child. I'm not blaming you, but I feel bad. I'm going through grief too. I'm going through this too. He tells her that he's broken. He's broken. He can't be fixed. Actually, she's like, I can't do it on my own. He's like, I'm broken. I can't be fixed. And so these things that she's saying at the time, like I said, she's not taking it in at that time, what he's saying. Okay, because sometimes ladies just have to shut up and listen, right? Because men be going through stuff too. Okay, and I think that sometimes, you know, men use, you know, sex because it's accessible to him, especially somebody like Sam, as like something like a, you know, behavior that, like a behavior for him. You know what I mean? I don't understand, girl. I don't know. Maybe if they got somebody that's a psychotherapist in the comments, y'all help us out to why this man do this. Because he don't seem to want to do it. It seems that this is just how he lives his life. You know what I mean? Is it because of the traumatic experience that he possibly had with his sister, you know, being abused by a family member? So who knows? So anyway, he's trying to like tell her all of this stuff. Like, I've been through the same thing, basically. I'm going through stuff. I lost my child, wasn't there to protect him. She says, I can't do this alone. And he's like, unless, you know, she's like, unless you don't love me anymore. You know, he's like, I want nothing else to do but then to love you. But he just came from Vivian. Now let's remember. Okay. Annalise is telling Bonnie, you know, his gift to them was understanding them. He could heal trauma in others, but he could not heal himself. And at the same time, we see Sam dropping the ashes off at the, you know, the family plot or whatever, and crying and, you know, very upset about probably what has happened to him over his life. She says, Bonnie is like, it doesn't make what he did okay, and that's true, but it does make her see him, and she really don't know what to do with that right now. Hurt people hurt people. Gabriel's talking to his mother. He's packing up everything, and he's basically sad, saying he's leaving with less than what he came with. And his mama, you know, this is when they have the "you made me" moment. I already talked about this. So, you know, the "you made me the way I am because you was a crackhead mama and I was out here eating ramen noodles and bologna and shit. I learned how to survive, girl. You made me who I am, mama. I love you. And so it was that type of moment or whatever. I'm glad they had some type of, you know, good moment between them, because Vivian always walking around with a boot in her mouth looking like something stank. Annalise goes to Tegan, and Tegan said there's no new information, okay? She looks at her high school book. You know, she was just an ambitious high school student. It wasn't nothing out of the ordinary. But then Annalise notices that she was missing for 83 days on the calendar. 83 days is about what? 2.5 months, 6 weeks. 60 days is 2 months. No, that's longer than 6 weeks. That's like 12 weeks. She was out like 9 or 10 weeks of school, which I can see after you have a new baby, being out of school to nurse that baby, or the last part of your pregnancy being out of school, right? So Annalise was like the only, you know, she was supposed to be out for mono, even though they can't find no records, but you know, Annalise was like, the only other reason you will be out, baby, is because you was pregnant. All right, so if you think about it, I'm thinking you could wear big clothes, you could play it off till you get about 7-8 months pregnant, right? And then you gotta go to your house, you gotta miss school because now you too big. You know what I mean? Now you can't play it off anymore. So that's what I'm thinking. Because why would you have a baby, nurse it, and then give it up for adoption? You would just have it, you know. So I think the last part of the pregnancy, she went on and stayed at the house. We see Oliver and Connor at the house, and Michaela comes out. You know, they had a long night. They all look rough. You know, they done, you know, being up in the interrogation room all day. Michaela tells everybody that she's proud because they all kept their original deal. So they used their lawyer prowesses, and, you know, they got them original deal, baby. You know, they're not going to have to do anything new or change anything. So Michaela tell him she going to bed, she tired, you know, it's a wrap for her. And when she leaves out the room, Connor is looking stupid, and Oliver is like, what's the tea? And basically Connor was like, I signed a new deal. Okay, like, I signed a new deal. I'm finna go to jail forever. I'm finna have to lie times 25. But I feel like with the developments that's happened with Agent Pollock, that those deals not gonna be worth too much, you know, in the next coming weeks, but we'll see. Tegan and Annalise are going back and forth. They're trying to get the birth records for the month, and she's looking, she's thinking like, okay, well, maybe the baby was born earlier than what we thought. Maybe the baby was born in March or February. So Annalise started looking at her phone, and she started thinking. And we see Bonnie and Frank talking, and, you know, maybe Sam wasn't the bad guy this whole time. And Frank was like, listen, he made me break up with you. I'm going to go ahead and tell you the truth. So all them years that we were separated, we could owe that to him. Like, Sam was trash. Like, let's not forget, he was trash. Even if he was molested, and, you know, just like on R. Kelly, honey, even though you got it done to you, and it was sad that it got done to you, but that don't give you an excuse to do it to other people, baby. That's not how this works, all right? So they go ahead and get their thing on. Tegan down to the clinic, giving DNA samples, and I was like, where you got a DNA sample from? But then I had thought, earlier in the episode, Frank cut his hand, and Annalise told him, don't be having your blood all over the place, and so he dabbed it and threw it in the trash can real quick. So she slid the lady a little coin, okay, and she got that DNA test done real fast. At the same time, we see Agent calling Nate, Agent Langford, telling him that, guess what, baby? Agent Pollock is dirty. So I'm trying to see how this whole investigation is going to stay together when one of your agents is dirty and working for the Castillo family. That means your whole case should be over. At this point, come on, Power. Have y'all seen Power? Like, you can't have no agent doing dirty and think your case going to go on with the same people working it. Like, that's not how the FBI works. So I don't believe that at all. So he's telling Nate, I need you to come in because obviously you have access to some resources that I don't. And Nate was like, listen, I don't know nothing else. Now I told you everything I know. Now anything else y'all find out, y'all have to find out on your own. I ain't got nothing to do with that. All right, so handle your business, boo. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Bonnie roll over and get a text message, baby. And guess what? Annalise tells her to come over to the house. When she gets to Annalise's house, Annalise tells her that she has proof that there was incest between Hannah and Sam. There was a baby. Bitch, the baby is Frank. I said, wait a goddamn minute. I know you lying. They was giving us little clues right through all the seasons, but still, it came out of left field like, wait a minute, what? Sam is Frank's son? He been Frank's son the whole time, so you got one son. Well, okay, so how did Frank kill the baby? Hold up. Frank killed his brother. Oh, when he find out, it's going, oh, he killed his brother. His mama ain't his mama. Oh, no, baby. He done grew up his whole life thinking his mom and daddy is Italianos. You know, baby, and he is from, baby, Sam and his sister. You an incest, baby? We got 2 more episodes, y'all. I have no idea. I don't have no predictions. None whatsoever. But I didn't even see the preview. They say Laura gonna make an appearance, but we don't know whose side she gonna be on. Cause her daddy dead, her brother dead. So we don't know whose side she gonna be on when she come on. Cause Laura is raggedy. You never know. And I really think the Wes that we saw, y'all, I think that was a dream sequence. I'm just going to be honest with you. I think that Wes is dead. Okay, he's going to continue to be dead. And when we see him at the end of the series, it's going to be a dream sequence. Like, I think at the beginning, y'all remember of the season, this season, at the beginning, she was sitting in a psychotherapy to rehab place, and she was trying to get herself together, and they told her to visualize her funeral. And she was visualizing her funeral, and it was horrible, right? Crystal was there spitting, throwing dirt on her, whatever, kicking in the grave, knocking the casket over, whatever it was, right? I think this just is another visualization of her funeral. Her dying, if you notice, she was Annalise. She had a wig on. She was laying in there. She looked good. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was grown. He came to the funeral. Maybe this is Christopher, you know, coming to the funeral to see her. I don't know, but I don't think it's real. So I don't think y'all should get excited to see Wes coming out the woodwork. I mean, that would be crazy. For Frank to be Sam's son and Wes to be still alive is a lie. Even though it'd be nice to see Wes because he look like he getting the edge up these days. Okay, so, you know, I would love to see him because he look like he getting the fade and the edge up. So that's a mighty long way because Wes was looking rough and tough the whole time. Wasn't nothing fine, cute on Wes. I'm sorry. And he not attracted to me in no type of way. But after he got his hair cut, he looked better. And when we see him on the dream sequence at the funeral, he looked really nice, okay? So I want to hear what you guys have to say about this episode, y'all. I know this is a long video, okay? Thank you for hanging in there with me. If you watch this long and you ain't subscribed, what's wrong with you? Go ahead and subscribe, baby, because you stayed with me for like 30-some minutes. You should be subscribed to this channel, okay? Thank you to all the people who have been liking the video. My likes have gone up. Thank you so much. If you think that I'm great and you think that I have a great personality and I brighten your day, why don't you share me with one of your friends? You can just tell them. You can post it on your Facebook. You can share me on your Twitter, okay? You can share me on your Instagram. Like if you want to repost a little something, take a screenshot, you can do that. You know what I'm saying? You can do anything. Just share me with a friend. All right, y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all next week. We got 2 episodes left of the whole series, and it's all gonna be over. Will they get away with murder? I'll holler at y'all next week. Peace.